Okay.
So sometimes we have to be willing to make some choices and decisions that may be difficult initially to do, but they're going to bring around a much greater, better future for us if we're willing to do it.
So everyone, you can see how the thoughts and beliefs are where you have to start. Because if you have entrenched spending habits or habits of, having bad relationships or something, you're going to have to change the way you think and the things you believe in a fundamental way before it's going to even be important to you, to stop dating drunks or whatever it is you're doing now that's turning out to be helpful.
I think the most important thing that a person can do is it really gets down to you've got to be able to get to the point in life where you love yourself. When you are able to love yourself, you're not going to allow all this negativity you're not going to put up with all this stuff anymore. So a lot of people don't really love themselves. They really do not allow themselves to be who they're supposed to be. They live out their lives based on what everybody else is telling them to do, based on the script that everybody else has given them, and so they're miserable. But they don't know, they're afraid to give up that. They don't have gather because they're living to please other people instead of living to love themselves.
Let's think about that for a moment. Self-love is really where it starts. That's where the impulse comes from.
Yes.
To improve your life. But self-love by itself is a great joy. That's why every time I do one of these Seek Reality programs for you, I always tell you that you are a powerful, eternal being who is infinitely loved, because that's true. And when you internalize it, when you know it, if God loves you so much, how can you not love yourself? Well, I've got this habit I don't like, I've got this. You can change it all, because beneath it all, you are already eternally perfect and perfectly loved. What a great point, Joyce. Thank you for that.
And the other one to that, it's important is to understand that you are not alone, that you are connected to a God, a source, an infinite universe that loves you very, very much, and that you have access to all these spiritual tools and information to help you transform your life. In other words, you've got an intuitive spirit that you can develop so you can hear from the other side and get guidance from the other side to know what to do, how to do, when to do it to bring about these changes, as opposed to just relying on what we have in this physical world of matter down here to bring about change in your life.
That is just all so wonderful and true. What amazes me, I guess, is that there really is a flexibility. I guess I had never noticed before, but now that you talk about it, I certainly can see it. We really can reinvent ourselves altogether if we choose to do it, whatever you want to be. I almost don't even care how old you are. You can, in a very short period of time, enormously improve your own life, your happiness, the way you feel about other people. All the things that you think are wrong now, make a list of them. Then take a match to that list. You can get rid of them all. We all do this. We read nonsense on the internet. One bit of nonsense I read yesterday was this, which I thought was actually wise. I forgot who said it. If you get up in the morning and the first person you meet is a blank, they used a bad word, that's just your morning. If you get up in the morning and the first person and the ninth and the 10th and all the people you've been all day are blank, that negative word, maybe the problem is you. You may not, this is me again, you may not understand that people are seeing you not the way you see yourself. We all sort of feel a peace within ourselves, I think, at least I hope we do. But other people may be seeing abrasive things about you or negative things about you you're not even aware of. So there's just a tip. If you're going through the day and everybody you meet is nasty, maybe it's time to talk with someone. Maybe talk to Joyce, or even talk to your wife or husband. Am I as bad as people think I am? Start somewhere. Starting somewhere is the way you get to a wonderful place. So who have you worked with, Joyce, that you thought was really someone who needed a lot of help and who got that help?
Well, I primarily work with clients that deal with issues of trauma and abuse and fear and anxiety are the main things that I work with. So, yes, I've had quite a few clients that I've worked with and been able to see some transformations in their lives. The one I want to talk about is healing from sexual abuse, because our society tells us that you cannot heal from that. You just have to kind of manage it and live with it. But the truth is that you can heal of it. And I've had a number of clients come through that have had sexual abuse in childhood primarily. And it has affected every relationship that they've had since then.
I imagine. Wow. Oh,
and a lot of, yeah, because, when you've been sexually abused, you have a lot of beliefs about yourself that are negative. You have a lot of thoughts about yourself, a lot of bad words you speak. You think it's all your fault. You did something wrong, that you're, this dirty person because of what happened to you. You have difficult times wanting to have relationships with other people. You have the fear that someone's going to hurt you again. Many women gain a lot of weight as a way to protect their body from being sexually abused and hurt by somebody else again.
Oh my.
And so, but when you go through and you start going back, okay, what do I really believe about myself because of what happened to me? What are the thoughts I tell myself because of what happened to me? What are the type of words I speak over myself because of what happened to me? How am I living my life because of what happened? Then you break that down, you start healing each and every one of these areas. Then you begin to see, okay, a lot of that stuff I believed of myself were a bunch of lies. It wasn't even truth about who I really am. And then you begin to see yourself as God says you are. I am a beautiful person. There's nothing wrong with
people in your office go through this process.
Pardon?
You've seen people in your office go through this process? You've seen this happen?
Yes.
We see this.
Oh, absolutely. Their lives turn around, their relationships turn around, because now they actually don't see themselves as a defective person. They see themselves as a beautiful person. They realize that what happened to them does not have to define who they are as a person. They can recreate who they want to become. They can learn the lessons they need to learn based on what happened to them. But it doesn't have to define them anymore. So often we are defined by our past, and we live our future based out of what happened to us in the past, instead of separating ourselves and learning from the past and saying, okay, my past no longer has to define my future. What do I want my life to look like? What do I want my relationships want to look like? What do I want to be thinking about every day? What words do I want to be speaking over myself and others each and every day? So it's becoming very conscious about how you live your life each and every day, instead of living your life by the pre-programmed patterns that have been taught you over the years. And so you can become free of whatever the trauma it is that you've been through in your life.
Typically, how long? I know this is going to vary a lot, but how much time do people really need to focus if they decide to see a professional?
You know what? I would say 6 to 12 months.
Really?
If you've been some type of trauma or abuse, you're probably looking at a minimum of 6 months, 12 months to work through everything. And that's if you're consistently working with someone and you're doing the work that you need to do.
Now, where are you based, Joyce? I know you were in California. Is that where you are now?
Yeah, I am in Southern California in Orange County, but I see most of my clients online. That way I can work with people anywhere in the country. But then I also have a local office here that people want to see me in person. So I do it either way.
And you have a website, too. What is your website?
Yeah, my business is called Holistic Healing Consulting. So the website is www.holistichealingconsulting.com. And then my email is joyce@holistichealingconsulting.com.
And if you're listening and that you didn't write that down because you're in your car, as most people are, just send me an email and I will send you the information. I really think that all of us have a responsibility to begin to work on ourselves now for our own happiness, for the joy of the people around us, but also because we are in the process now of raising the consciousness of this planet. That's right. The most important thing any of us can be doing. And this is the kind of work many people, I don't even want to call it work, the kind of joyful process many people will need to go through in order to really make the most of this lifetime and all its healing and all its growth possibilities. So I'll help you find Joyce if you can't find her. But there are other people, too, who do this work, right?
Yes, there are. There are a lot of people out here doing holistic energy-based healing to be able to help heal people and help heal the planet. Because like you said, we are all interconnected. When each and every one of us as an individual choose to heal ourselves, it heals the planet. It heals everybody around us. It changes the vibrational frequency of the area around us to a more loving, peaceful, joyful, exciting place to be.
This is just this area. It's not just Orange County or where I am, which is in Texas. It's not just your own area. You're helping the world because
you're helping the world.
That's right.
We're all interconnected, and every decision we make affects everything going on around us, whether we're consciously aware of that or not. And it takes just as much effort to think negative thoughts and speak negative words as it does to think positive thoughts and speak positive words. So you might as well choose to go in the direction of positive than negative.
For your own sake and for the sake
of the world and the planet, yes.
Joyce, I'm thrilled that you were here. We're going to talk about this again, everyone, in about 6 months, because there's really a lot to unpack. We've hardly even gotten started with this. Is such a big topic, but it's also one of the most, as I say, one of the most important things we can talk about. So, Joyce, please consider yourself hugged, and we'll be talking soon.
I send you a hug in return. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear. Everyone, as you know, this has been Seek Reality with Roberta Grimes. What a great show. I'm so glad you could be with us today, especially. Please never forget that you are a powerful, eternal being. You never began and you never will end. That is a fact. And when you really understand all the implications of that, it's going to change everything in your life for the better. And it's certainly going to make you do things like what Joyce is helping us to do, which is make the very most of our eternal lives. Next week, our guest will be Joanne Pierdomenico. She's one of the things I love about doing these programs for you, because many people I meet, I never even knew these were areas where people would become expert. I mean, so many people are led to make one particular area of the reality that we all live in their own life's joy, and to see their excitement, to see the good work they can do in an area I don't even think about. I failed piano lessons is to me very exciting. Just as Joyce Stewart is a crusader for spiritual growth in all its forms, so Joanne is, with her husband, Vincent James, a crusader for the power of music. Who knew? Joanne and Vincent are the authors of 88 Plus Ways Music Can Change Your Life, and they have been music crusaders for 30 years. They especially are interested in how music can help children, which is what I love. Vincent was with us a couple of months ago, and I really loved talking to him and realized there was a lot more we had to say because we never even got to their book. So we talked about the fact that I would talk with Joanne next, and that's why she will be with us next week. They're experts on the many ways that music can be transformative, especially for children. And you're going to really like this woman. She's delightful, and her mission is so beautiful. Please join us next week. Of course, this week our guest has been Joyce Stewart. She's been here for the 5th time, and it won't be the last. Joyce does such a wonderful job of deeply understanding and simply explaining so many aspects of spiritual growth, which is the most important thing any of us can be doing now, that she's really become, I think we only have 3 or 4 true experts that we keep having back on Seek Reality. Now she is one of them. I don't know what I'd do without her. Our beliefs really do create our lives. And once we get that and we begin to use our own powerful minds to affect our personal spiritual transformations, we can begin the long-awaited process, not only of making our lives happier, but literally of transforming the world. The percentage of people growing spiritually who will start to affect, ISIS is very small. I've seen it estimated as low as 5%. If that many people started to raise their spiritual vibration, that would affect everybody who's negative in the entire world for the better. I mean, this is, you don't like pollution. Spiritual pollution is what we should fight most of all. We really do have the power, all of us together, to raise our own vibrations and do, frankly, what Jesus told us we were here to do, which was to bring the kingdom of God on earth. It is up to us, and we can do it. And our friend Joyce Stewart has given us a great way here to begin that I didn't even know about. As you know, my nonfiction books are Liberating Jesus, My Thomas, all the fun books, a couple of books for children, and all of my books are available, of course, on Amazon, but you can order them through bookstores too, and the adult books are available as audiobooks. If you want to talk about any of my books, if you want to talk about anything at all, just contact me through the contact block on robertagrimes.com. I always answer emails. It can take me a week at this point because I get so many, but I make sure I answer them all because you're very important to me. And I get some wonderful questions. Please enjoy, please make the most of this coming week in our One Reality, knowing that you in particular, are a powerful, eternal being, and you in particular are infinitely loved.
You've been listening to Seek Reality with Roberta Grimes. Roberta blogs and answers questions at robertagrimes.com. Join us every week as we explore what the afterlife evidence and modern science combine to tell us is true about the one reality we all share. Knowing the truth changes everything.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.